Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to be making sugarless white chocolate raspberry cookies. And they're going to be awesome. So you ready? Let's get into this. For this recipe, we're going to need all-purpose flour, monk fruit sweetener, some softened and sliced unsalted butter, a tiny bit of salt and baking soda, an egg, some vanilla extract, crushed freeze-dried raspberries, and our sugarless white chocolate chips. Remember, if you want to make this recipe, all the ingredients and measurements are down in the description of the video, along with the calorie count, the protein, the carbs, and the fat. The first thing we want to do is preheat our oven to 350 degrees. And then we want to take a large sheet pan and throw in a couple of baking liners. If you don't have these, you can use parchment paper, but whatever you do, don't use non-stick spray. That tends to make the cookies greasy and flat. So we're going to be using our Ninja Foodi Blender. If you don't have one of these, you can just use a regular mixing bowl, or if you have something like a KitchenAid Mixer, you can use that as well. No matter what you use, the order of the ingredients is going to be the same, so it shouldn't matter too much. We're going to be using the dough blade for this, so if you're using a Ninja Blender, be sure to change that out. First, we're going to throw in our softened butter, our vanilla extract, our monk fruit sweetener, and our egg. Then we'll go ahead and close this up, and we're going to run one cycle on the dough setting. Then we're going to go ahead and add in our baking soda and salt, our all-purpose flour, and then we're going to run this on the dough cycle again just until this is combined, so you just don't want to see a whole bunch of white in there, but as soon as that's done, we're going to go ahead and stop it. Okay, then we're just going to go ahead and take our contents and we're going to pour this into a mixing bowl. You're going to see there's still a little bit of white in there, but that's okay because we're going to be mixing this up a little bit in the bowl as well. From here, we're going to go ahead and mix this up a little bit more just to try to get that combined just a little bit better. We don't want a whole bunch of flour showing up in there. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and take our sugarless white chocolate chips and pour those in. And we're going to want to mix this around until those are combined really well. We could have done this in the blender, but I didn't want to break up all the chocolate chips. Even with the dough blade, it tends to kind of pulverize them a little bit, and I didn't want that. And once we got those mixed in, we can go ahead and add our freeze-dried raspberries. You can use fresh raspberries for this too, but keep in mind, since they're fresh, they have a really high water content, and it's gonna make your dough a little bit more wet. So you might have to compensate by adding a tiny bit of extra flour into the mix to dry it up. Now we don't want to break these up too terribly much. We just kind of want to carefully mix it around in there. And once we do, we can go ahead and start rolling up our dough balls, but you want to make sure you get this pretty evenly distributed. Just about like that. Now we can go ahead and roll these up into 1-inch diameter balls and place them on our cookie sheet here. You just want to be careful not to put them too close together because you need to give them a little bit of room to spread. But if you've got a large cookie sheet like this, you should be able to fit them all on here. By the way, if this is your first time here and you want to learn some cool new recipes, get some great cooking tips and tricks and all sorts of other kitchen related things, then start now by subscribing to the channel and clicking the notification bell so you never miss a thing. Okay, now we can pop these in the oven. Okay, you're going to want to go ahead and put these on the middle rack, or as closest to the middle rack as you can. And we're going to bake these someplace between 8 and 12 minutes, just depending on your oven. In any case, you're going to want to leave them in the oven until just the very edges of the cookie start to turn a little bit brown. Then you know it's time to get them out and cool.
2,000 years later.
Okay, we actually left them in here for about 15 minutes. And now we're checking these out. As you can see, it's just starting to turn a little tiny bit brown around the edges here. That's exactly how we want it. So we're going to pull these out. And we're gonna let them cool completely before we take them off the cookie sheet. If you'd like to learn a little bit more about us, you can watch a couple more videos, or you can visit us online at joesphenomenal.com. Those came out so delicious. They're every bit as good as the full sugar version. I can't wait for you guys to try these out. I thank you so much for taking a little bit of time out of your busy day to watch this video. It really means a lot to me and can't wait to see you back again here really soon. So until that time, I'm Joe, and I hope you have a phenomenal day. Take it easy.